YouTubers? Mike Martin's here, Mike Martin's channel. Just chilling out with my dog Florida. I love taking her on night walks like this. Nice and crisp. Not cold where you're gonna freeze your nose off. Nice. It's like maybe 13, 14 Celsius. It's like 40s or 50s in Fahrenheit if you're watching this in the United States of America. Anyways, I got a lot of people asking me the same thing about this whole moving up to Canada thing. A lot of people asking if they're cheaper cities. So I'll continue. I made a video like 8 months, 9 months ago, and it's got quite a few views. A lot of people are asking me about moving to Canada. Like a lot of personal messages. A lot of people messaging me on my fan page. A lot of people messaging me. Well, the best way to do it, guys, is just to apply online. Just go to Canada Immigration. It's a free website by the government of Canada. There's a lot of Mickey Mouse crap in there. There's a lot of Mickey Mouse phony pages that make you fill out applications that are on the legal government site. I'll do this. I'll find you a link and leave it below for you guys to fill out. Now, I have a lot of people asking about moving to Canada, if there's cheaper cities. How's the prosperity here? How's the weather here? How's, a lot of things, right? But the deal is, one thing I noticed about people living in the United States that concern them the most about Canada is the weather. A lot of people don't want to live in extreme minus temperatures for 7-8 months of the year. And 60-70% of Canada is like that, where it's extreme temperatures for a good 6-7-8 months of the year. Now, let me get to my point, what I want to say here. I'm going to leave below a link, okay, directly to the government of Canada for immigration. You could apply for a student visa there. You could apply for a work permit. You could apply for, there's many things you could apply for through that website. So and I think it's in French, and I don't even know anyone that speaks French, and Spanish, of course. I think there might be Spanish, I'm not sure. But I have a Google Translate open. If student necesitas ayuda en español, tú puedes buscar lo translador para traducir los idiomas. Para pasarlo por el inglés, no hay problema. So if you need a thing for Spanish, because I have people asking me in Spanish too. So you just go ahead and open the page for the government and cut and paste everything it says, and then put it on translate, so you can understand what it's asking you exactly, right? Now, moving up here, it's employment is very tough. I'm not saying if you're in the tech industry, you should be okay. If you're in the construction industry, you should be okay. If you're in the what other industries here? If you're like a licensed electrician, you should be okay. If you're like a plumber, all you have to do is come here and get your ticket. Those kind of trades you'll find work, especially working along the pipelines and stuff. There's lots of work. Cost of living, depending on what major cities you want to live out of or close to, you might pay a fortune. Because where I live in Vancouver, and the average tear-down house is about $2-3 million for a tear-down house. Rents are exceeding out of control. Where I'm living, they're going to raise my rent to $2,400 a month for a little townhouse. So they're raising everybody's rent here, and a lot of people are really upset. But it's happening. It happens. The price of everything goes up. Hopefully things stabilize and employers could afford to pay their employees more, hence raising prices on everything, which is like a back and forth thing, right? Or if the government raised taxes on the corporations, then the corporations have to raise prices on their foods and everything. Those big food stores and everything we pay more tax, we just charge more for the food. We don't care. But in the end, we pay for it again more. So I don't know. There's just a lot of. So first, apply online. See if you see whatever the deal is. What you do if you're bringing a skill trade, what you're doing. Apply, get a work permit, do your thing. That's first. Second, I would open MapQuest or Map, just Google Maps, and I'd survey Canada. I would open another page with the map on the side and kind of look at what the cities look like. Look at Calgary, look at photos. Look at Alberta, look at photos. The province. Look at Wikipedia. Study what what the major exports are. What if it is it a logging town? Is it a mining town? Is it a boom town? Is it a gold town? Is it a nickel town? Um, is it a farming town? Is it known for eggs? Is it known for milk? Is it a cottage cheese town? You know, there's a lot of towns that specify and produce and export, right? So you got to look at that, and then kind of understand the geography. The warmest the warmest province in Canada is British Columbia, is BC. Over here in Vancouver, it rains in the winter instead of snow. And then when you go east of the mountain, up to Merritt, to Kamloops, it's very dry. And sometimes it reaches 1 or 3 degrees, the coldest it gets, out in Merritt and Kamloops. Then once you go east of Kamloops to Kelowna, for some weird reason, it gets pretty cold. The further east you go, the colder it gets. So the line of weather, of decent weather, would probably be Kamloops all the way down this way. Don't go to Prince George, it's freezing up there. So like Kamloops and Merritt are very dry, westerny type, cowboy type towns. Then when you go further down, once you go west of the mountain, you start picking up a lot of rain. So up until you reach the coast. That's what I've experienced living here, driving out here, going out and doing my thing and visiting my suppliers and stuff. So I got a lot of free time on my hands. I take the family out a lot. We do a lot of excursions. And like I said, you got to bring a lot of money here. Bringing money here is very important to get you started out. You got to find a place. Make sure you have enough for first and last month's and damage deposit. Make sure you have a line on a few jobs. 3 or 4 or 5 jobs, especially if you're a skilled tradesman. Vancouver, the British Columbia is hiring more skilled trades than they are like academic, like degrees stuff. So if you have a degree, unless you are you're like a lawyer or something, like a doctor or something, like that's in that kind of in that bracket, then you have a chance, but then you have to get your ticket here type of thing. Or rewrite the test here, whatever has to be done legally for you to get in. I don't know. I'm just putting it out there. I'm just taking it off the top of my head. That's the one thing. The one thing I've noticed by Americans, the number one question is, how cold is it in Canada? That's the number one concern people have. And I don't blame them. Because human beings don't want to be in minus, temperatures. If you go up to the territories, you could pick up land up the northwest, and you're going to see the Yukon Territory there, and you're going to see Nunavut, a northern part of Canada. That part of Canada is extremely, extremely cold. It gets to the minus 20s and 30s, sometimes 40s. Sometimes your gas line freezes up there, but you could pick up land super cheap. You could, if you want to go off grid and set up a huge solar system with heat panels, the panels that produce the heat with the solar, so it actually melts the snow off the panels, and maybe a windmill up high to catch some wind. If you want to go and have a log fireplace and you want to go off grid like that, and you want to live that kind of, you know what I'm saying, and then harvest in the summer, you could do that. I mean, you can. The land is super cheap up there, But in all fairness, I really, really recommend you guys to educate yourself what the country has to offer, because Canada has a lot to offer. It's a beautiful country, and I love it very much, and I love Canada very dearly. And I have children, and I just want to make sure, I do my housing crisis videos talking about housing. I do my, tips on opening a business and tips on moving to Canada, following the elections in the U.S., reviewing products and stuff. It's because I want to make sure people can get the best bang for their buck. I want to make sure people know what they're getting into, you know what I'm saying? Coming to Canada is like a really open-armed country. Very, everybody's somewhat, like in this major city I live in, everyone's very independent. They don't talk to nobody. That's the only thing. It's very antisocial where I live here. So if you want to come here to make friends, it depends on what city. Make sure you find a friendly city. If you're friendly and you're up and about and you're talking to everyone like me, I talk to everyone I see, then you might want to move to Montreal, right? Because people in Montreal just talk. And people in Toronto, some parts of Toronto, you're going to find a lot of gossipy people, which are You know, a lot of fun to talk to, get to know people and stuff. But here in BC, it's very antisocial, and I'm going to be straight up with you guys. And it's very hard to even talk to your neighbors, because a lot of times you say hi to someone, and it's almost like you offended them here. And it's really, it is what it is. And I'm just telling you, like, it's very vacant. You're going to see a lot of empty streets here. A lot of the houses were purchased for investment properties by foreign investors. So it's going to be very hard to rent in a lot of these major cities, because the foreign investors have come in and basically bought up or picked up everything they could get their hands on, right? Anyways, I don't know. Let me know what you guys think. If you have any more questions, let me know. All I have to say is bring some money. Make sure you have first and last months. Make sure you got enough money for food. Just do your research. Open a window. Open Google Maps. Start typing all the city names. Looking them on the images on another window. Cross-reference them. See the distances between cities. See the distances between your job or whatever you want to apply for. And give it a chance. But make sure you go online first. I'll leave a link below for you to legally apply to move here, so you won't have any problems when it comes to that. If there's any more questions, just ask me. I've driven across Canada like 3 times, and I did it once in a Corvette. I know. I did. Once in a Corvette. Did it from Vancouver all the way to Newfoundland. Then Newfoundland went back to Niagara Falls and Toronto area, where some of my family lives. Anyways, guys, let me know what you think. Comment below. Any questions, just leave them in the comments, and I'll try my best to answer them. And if I get enough questions, I'll just make another video. Thanks.